everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports, and we are doing our weekly Tigers review. Right, they did go 2-4 this week, but they did have a pretty good win against the Astros with Parker Meadow and his walk-off heroics. But it is somewhat a disappointing week, but it's what you expect at this point in the season with the team they got. They were pretty close games against the Cubs, and then besides the walk-off win against Houston, you got murdered both games 9-2, and today 17-4.
Yeah, it was the whole Parker Meadows walk-off homer thing. Everyone's excited about it, and then of course they go and get crushed 2 games.
Then they shit the bed.
Yep, basically that's what it's been all year long.
Yeah,
you get a little excited. You think maybe they can start looking like a real baseball team, and then they show you they're not.
But aren't they starting to show some promise? I mean,
when you see Parker Meadows, you have some hope. I mean, you got a team with a very young nucleus.
Yeah,
Meadows,
Torkelson,
Green.
I see
Casey Mize had a really good pitching routine.
He got that core going.
He went out there and he tested his arm. He was throwing around 97 miles an hour. So he's going to be back for next year.
Right.
We just got to get some people who can hit on this team. I mean, get more runs. It is what it is.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but before Hinch took over, this was 100+ loss team, basically. I mean,
Gardenhire got you somewhat out of it, but it has you at least see a bright spot. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for once, where you see that there is a future.
Yeah, they're entertaining right now.
And even they're not going to see the dog in there, so they're just going to see you punching yourself anyway. But
what?
Right, when you look at it, right, you see you have a bright future, and it's going to be good potentially next year, depending on what happens in the offseason when you have the money. Looking ahead at next week, you do face the Yankees in 4 games. The Yankees being below 500 for the first time since the early 90s.
Which is great.
So it is a very shocking thing with that. And then you end the week going into the month of September against the White Sox, a very winnable week. Will you do it? We shall see. You play 7 games this week, so even if you win 4 of them, I'll be happy. Let's just get to 70 wins. That's 11 wins in the month of September.
What were they last year? What was their record last year?
In the 60s, I believe, or 50s. It was not as good last year, but they have
Were they a 100-loss team last year?
I think so.
Okay.
They might have been.
So, I mean, it sounds like an improvement. I don't get a chance to watch much Tiger baseball because I work during the week afternoon, so I just don't see them.
They have a lot of good young players that are going to be exciting to watch next year. But hopefully a lot of money comes off the board. We can get a big bat. We need a couple big bats in the line.
Isn't Cabrera's contract? He's going to be gone, so that frees up a lot of money.
That's at least $30 million you'll have going into the offseason. Looking at next month, seeing what we can expect out of them, right? We're not really expecting them to win the division at this point. Are they technically out of it? No, they're still 7 games back, 8 games back, but they probably aren't making that ground up. You're going to start the month of September against the White Sox, and then you go to New York, and then you're going to also go face the White Sox again, and then you face Cincinnati, L.A., both L.A. teams, actually. You're going to stay in L.A. for 6 days. 3-game set against the Angels, 3-game set against the Dodgers. That is the best team you're going to face this month is the Dodgers. And then you're going to face the Athletics, and then you're going to come home to play the Kansas City Royals, and then you're going to finish the season off against the Guardians. You could have a winning month of September, but I don't think it's going to be winning enough to make ground.
No.
So you are probably going to win about 70 to 75 games if you're right.
Yes, thank God.
And we don't have to talk about baseball.
But it gives you hope. At least you see hope.
Oh, yeah, I do see hope. I see
at the end of the tunnel.
We're going to have some pitching back. We should be better on the mound next year. These guys have another year under their belt season. Torkelson, many are thinking of him being an all-star next year. I do expect him to be, much improved. He started out slow this year again, but man, he's fun to watch.
What I heard about Torkelson, there was talk of him, being one of the worst players in the league.
So hitters,
when it's like that's local radio. And
hitters I could see above 300 next year batting wise. I could see Torkelson. I could see Riley Green. I could see Kerry Carpenter. I could see them all being 300 hitters. Even if
Close
Parker
to, yes,
Parker Meadows could come up and he could hit 250,
right.
right? You might
And he
have a
seems to
good
have some
3-4
power,
guys.
yeah,
Yep.
so,
I would keep if I had to choose who we're keeping in the offseason, we're keeping McKinstry, we're keeping Verlin. They have done pretty
Right.
decent. They're not going to be those guys that are going to get you over the top, but they are good fill-in guys, can play where you're needed.
Jake Rogers will probably stay on the team.
Jake Rogers will be your catcher next year. I really hope they just find somebody else to be the backup catcher. I don't think they should have gotten rid of Haas. Carson Kelly, let's see how he does. Right, but I liked Haas a lot more because he was a lot more versatile, and I think he was a better catcher than Kelly was.
Right.
So-
I don't want to see Akil Badu on the team.
I don't think Badu will. I think
Well, he was
Parker
so
Meadows is
embarrassing
going to
the
take
other
his
night.
spot.
I mean, we were in a position, first and third, with nobody out, and the guy's like flailing away like they're just got attacked by a swarm of bees with his bat. And he was swinging at everything out of the strike zone. I'm just tired of that crap. And these are major league baseball players. This guy was like, these things were like literally almost above his head. It was awful watching it. And I don't know, he's been weak for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Badu will be on the team next year. I think Parker Meadows is going to take his spot on the roster. I think the spot where you actually need to improve is not offensively; it's more pitching wise.
Pitching and the infield. I mean, who's going to be
Your
Baez
only
will still
open
be
is
there.
your shortstop, not your shortstop, your second base. Probably
right? Who's your third base?
you're probably depending on who you have. You're going to
Probably
keep Verling or
McKinstry.
McKinstry is going to play your third base. At the moment, you don't even have a third baseman technically on your roster. So the big spot, that might be a spot where you go throw some money at whoever's the big third baseman in the offseason. That might be who
Or
they might
second
go after.
baseman, yeah.
Or a second baseman. But it's going to be an interesting offseason. We still got a month, though. We'll see what happens with the Tigers. Maybe some young guy will show himself some worth with the September call-ups.
Yep.
But with that being said, right, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Share the video. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.